Right. So, another thing that you wanted to go ahead and sort of shed some light on, and something that I actually don't really know too well, um, is the situation going on with Michael Vick. I know that a lot of people understand the, you know, the origins of how he got into this whole mess, but what's going on right now, and what's your take?
Uh, so the NFL has their Pro Bowl every year after the Super Bowl. Was basically the All Star game for the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So all the best players that get voted for the All Star games, they all come together and they have a big game exhibition,
Mm-hmm.
what have you. So what they've done in the last few years is they vote for, or they get honorary captains for the opposing teams.
Mm-hmm.
So usually like a Hall of Fame player. So Michael Vick is one of the honorary. NFL decided to make him one of the honorary captains / coaches for one of the Pro Bowl teams.
Mm-hmm.
Once that news was announced, not too soon after, a petition went out with people who said that because of Michael Vick's past with the dog fight and everything, he shouldn't be allowed to coach, or he shouldn't be, in their words, he shouldn't be honored as an honorary captain for one of the Pro Bowl teams.
Mm-hmm.
So it's NFL fans or Mike Vick fans versus fans of I can't really say fans of animals, because I mean anybody who has half a brain knows what Michael Vick did was wrong.
Yeah.
But he
do you think that this criticism is coming from someplace else?
Yeah. I mean, because as many people have brought up in the past, even before this came up, like after Michael Vick was released, and there was petitions that people didn't want him to be able to play football again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, look at the different charges that a lot of these players get. I mean, you can physically assault a woman and still play every Sunday.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of dudes who've like been caught with like domestic violence and shit. They're still being able to play.
I mean, domestic violence. There was a player who was drunk driving one year and accidentally killed somebody, and he was signed to a team. He didn't get a chance to play because I think mentally he just wasn't in a good space.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like you have that, and for me, I'm sorry, I would never let go of the whole Ben Roethlisberger situation.
What happened with that? I actually I'm not too familiar.
So he was arrested, but he was never charged with sexual assault. And according to the woman, he kind of forced her into a bathroom at a bar. His security kind of stood in front of the door so no one else could come in and assault her.
Mm-hmm.
They settled out of court. The NFL suspended Ben Roethlisberger, I want to say 4 games. Between 2 and 4 games, he was suspended.
So it's like a slap in the wrist, basically.
Right. And it never gets brought up. Michael Vick's, when he did go to jail and everything, it seemed like every few years it keeps getting brought up.
So you feel like
and that was.
Do you feel like in this case it falls along racial lines, that black athletes who get caught for something, it sticks to their profile a lot longer than if they're, say for example, a white athlete?
Yeah, I mean, it's like with Michael Vick, he can never live it down.
Yeah,
he's donated money to animal rights organizations. I mean, of course, he's remorseful, but my biggest thing is he went to jail. He did his time.
Mm-hmm.
He literally had to work his way back, because when he went to jail, he had no more. He had to sell his houses for legal fees.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't get any money. When he went back into the NFL, he played well. And Michael Vick was a fan favorite. I mean, even if you really didn't watch the NFL, a lot of people knew who Michael Vick was.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing Michael Vick Atlanta Falcons jerseys where I grew up in Maryland when nobody liked the Atlanta Falcons, but
He's a big name. I remember my brother, he was into football, and he used to talk about Michael Vick too.
Michael Vick. I mean, he was honestly, like from an athletic point of view, he was probably one of the most athletic guys to ever play in the NFL. And so I just feel like I don't know, they just can't let it go. But the NFL has already come out and said, they're not listening to any of that. He is going to be an honorary Pro Bowl captain and coach. I mean, unfortunately, they have guys in the NFL, Hall of Famers and legends who have done some awful things off the field. Was really not really funny, but what's really interesting to me is, Lawrence Taylor, he's had multiple like sexual assault things and lewd and indecent conduct with a minor. He had that a few years ago. And
he's still playing?
He's not playing, but the NFL has been celebrating their 100th season. So they have the honorary players, and he deserves to be on the list, but they actually put him on the show when they're talking about it. I'm like, that's not a good look. If they're going to distance themselves from certain players, he's one of them that I would distance myself from. There's no doubt what he did on the field. He's one of the best players to ever play, but you don't put him on TV and have him talk about it. It to me is just a bad look.
Like it's like they're blatantly ignoring.
Yeah, they're ignoring. Like they ignore when it comes to. Seem like when it comes to violent offenses against women, the NFL will turn a blind eye. A lot of times their fans turn a blind eye because a lot of these players, you look on TV and they're scoring touchdowns, and then it's like, unless you really know, then you wouldn't think that these guys would do stuff like that. But they're at least 4 or 5 guys has played this Sunday who, if you look at what they did, is like their criminal past. It's just like it's ridiculous.